Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Team Tally podcast. Team Tally, a parental pilgrimage with a micro preemie. I'm Mike Kirkland. I'm Tally's dad. Hey, everybody. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. Stephanie's here, of course, Tally's mom.
Hey everybody. Good to see everybody again. Talk to everybody again and see what's going on.
It's been a busy month. It's December, of course. Christmas is on Sunday. So, Merry Christmas. I think the first day of Hanukkah was yesterday, so happy Hanukkah. And there's so many different holidays in December. I can't even keep up with them all. So, if you celebrate Festivus or any of those other holidays, happy holiday season to you. You're still allowed to say Merry Christmas, though. Okay? So, I thought we would kind of discuss this week. Tally was, of course, here for Christmas last year, but she was only about 7.5 months old.
Yeah, I guess it would have been about 4 months adjusted.
4 months adjusted, 7 months, and maybe closer to 8 actual. So even with a full term baby, their first Christmas, if they're 8 months old, there's not a lot they can do. They get a cool shirt. They use the word cool very loosely. Cool for mom, anyway. They get their photo taken in all sorts of poses with all sorts of family members and all sorts of presents that were had to be opened for them that they have no idea what's going on or what they are. So, that's like a first birthday. It's for the parents. The kids don't remember it. Second birthday, second Christmas. This is the one where she has an idea what's going on. She's gonna get to open presents. She's gonna probably want to play with everything her brother opens instead of everything she gets. So this is kind of the first one. So pretty excited about that.
Yeah, she's been way more engaged this Christmas. We go by and see all the Christmas lights for the miles, and she oohs and ahs and wows, and she loves all the lights. And we went and saw Santa Claus, and she did very well. She did not cry. Santa looked a little awkward, like he was gonna drop her for a minute, which was a little bit like whoa. But she did really well seeing him. There were other babies who had meltdowns and were scared, and I honestly didn't know what to expect because she doesn't know a lot of strangers, so she doesn't have the really stranger danger. Um, but overall, she also hasn't been. I don't feel as attached to us as Miles was. Miles, I think, if he would have got to go see Santa at her age, probably would have had a meltdown because he was a mommy's boy. He still is a mommy's boy. But overall, she's had a great Christmas season so far. She's got to look through the lights at by our house and by her aunt's house, Aunt Marie's house, and she didn't even fall asleep through them. She stayed awake and she looked at him and she just oohed and awed. So
It
it's fun as they get older and they can enjoy the holidays and get excited about them and participate in them.
it was a lot of fun doing those lights by Aunt Marie's house because it was really, really impressive light display. It was all drive through, so we get to stay in the car, in the truck, and you could. I kept turning around to look at her, and you could just see the look of amazement and wonder on her face. Like she was really seeing these things and recognizing how awesome they were, and just the enjoyment she was feeling at getting to experience it. I mean, it was really the first time for a big light display like that.
Yeah, that was her first one that she's at least stayed awake for. Last year, if we did any, I'm sure she slept through them. so or cried through them because she was an infant. But she's definitely getting into the stage of enjoying things and being vocal about them, and just being able to participate and not just be in a car seat. So fun times are ahead for her. If she doesn't even she doesn't has no clue.
And she's been super excited about the Christmas tree. She still tries to play with it, not like with the ornaments, not as much as brother, but she tends to admire it more from afar. She enjoys the advent calendars, getting to open those every day, get the little Disney toy out of the one, and her little chocolate. Remember, I told you the other day she got into the advent calendar by herself and got a piece of chocolate out.
Listen, the girl likes to eat, and she knows what's in there. Yummy food. So she gets it from her mama.
And she knows how to get it. And I wouldn't say that anybody's got a hold on the liking to eat part because, I got plenty going on right here. So, which, not to say that hasn't been her greatest asset since she was born so early, was the ability to eat and gain weight. And
Mm-hmm.
has she ever even spit up? Except the one time that Pa bounced her until she did.
I think she's probably had a few, maybe a handful of spit ups, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, she stubbornly holds it down. She's like, "Oh, that's my food. You're not getting it back."
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Which was
So
good because one of the signs of pressure on the brain was spitting up. So we never had any of those concerns.
no, but we were always nervous about it every time when she did spit up. It's like, is this just a spit up, or are we gonna have to go see the neurosurgeon?
Mm-hmm.
Which thankfully it never came to that. It was always just a spit up. But I'm super excited because we're gonna have our Christmas here, Christmas morning, and then we are gonna go to your nanny's house. Well, first we're gonna go to your parents' house.
Well, first we're going to go to my aunt's house for Christmas Eve.
Right? Yeah,
So
I
the
was thinking about.
festivities will start Christmas Eve. It's always a very, very busy 24 hours. We got a bunch of family to see in a small amount of time. So, but we'll go and hopefully Christmas Eve day we can get our cookies made for Santa. So they'll be ready to go. And then we'll go to Robin's house. And then we'll do Christmas morning stuff.
Yes, and usually the Christmas Eve cuisine is like potluck breakfast food, but apparently this year the decision has been made to switch to Mexican food, which is fine.
Yeah, the breakfast theme was a big deal for us and my family because every Christmas morning we go to my grandparents' house and my grandpa would always have a big breakfast made for us. So when my grandma passed away and we started doing things on Christmas Eve, we tried to keep the breakfast tradition around in honor of my grandparents. But I think that it was just time for people wanted a different meal for Christmas. So we're gonna try Mexican. I'll make some sopapilla cheesecake.
Ooh, I don't eat cheesecake, so
Oh, I
I
don't.
I wish I could say it sounds great.
It is pretty great.
What I was thinking about too, you said that you guys had breakfast at your grandparents' house. I like the idea of making a big breakfast on Christmas morning, but on the other hand, you're so busy with the presents and everybody's lounging around, and then we go to your parents' house when we're done, and by then it's already 11 o'clock. And do we really even want to take the time to like 2 hours out of the Christmas festivities for me to come in the kitchen and cook breakfast? It just doesn't happen. So
No, and my sister has graciously sent me a recipe for some cinnamon rolls to make for us Christmas morning. So I'll make cinnamon rolls and we'll just have something to munch on before lunch.
awesome.
Yeah.
So that's a good solution for that. But I just thought because it's so much harder to do the big breakfast Christmas morning, it was kind of nice doing it Christmas Eve.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I liked the breakfast for Christmas Eve, but I think the guys who are making all the pancakes and all the bacon and all that stuff kind of wanted a break.
Yeah.
We would just show up with a casserole and that's all we'd have to do. And they were flipping pancakes all night long. So
Hmm. Yeah.
it'll
And
be a good time.
what were those things I made last year? Those
Sometimes some type of casserole in a cup or something.
yeah, it was like casserole, like little egg
Individuals
casseroles
or
in muffin
something.
cups. Yeah. Well, they were really good, but they
Yeah.
were a lot of work.
Yeah.
So
So,
I'm super excited about that. Christmas morning here, Christmas morning at your parents', and then to your nanny's house for, is she doing like the full Christmas dinner?
yeah, we're going to have a full Christmas lunch, have a little Christmas gifts with it, my nanny and my mom's side of the family. And then we will head on up to Muskogee
Yes.
for
If
Christmas
you're
with the Kirklands.
if you're not familiar in Oklahoma, when you say Christmas dinner, you mean Christmas lunch. Nobody makes Christmas dinner for dinner. They get it done about 1 o'clock, and then everybody eats leftovers sandwiches later in the day. That's just kind of
Yeah,
how
but
it
I
ends up.
love that we're going to do finger foods at your family's because we
Yes,
can just snack and graze all day.
exactly. That's how it ends up going anyway, because by the time you've eaten, you're too full for pie, so you wait around, you eat the pie, and then you're like, I ate so much at lunch, I'm not really hungry. And then a little bit later, where's the turkey? Or where's the ham? I'm a little hungry. I don't want to eat a whole meal, but I'll go get some leftover meat or something. So that's it. Might as well just be finger food in the first place.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited about that. So we're going to Muskogee to Aunt Marie's house, and the Kirkland side is all getting together there. We're only buying presents for the kids this year. You never want to be the one to suggest it, but you're always happy that somebody does. So excited about that. Got the kids some cool stuff. Got Stephanie over here some cool stuff. She has no idea. I'll tell you later, maybe. You just can't say anything.
He can't keep a secret. He's been wanting to give it to me since the day he got it. He's just as bad as the kids, if not worse.
Oh, I'm definitely worse.
So, got a lot of work to do between now and Sunday.
Her big gift I got back in September, so that's how long I've been sitting on it. I'm amazed I've made it, honestly. If Christmas was a week longer, it would be all over the place.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't let it. Pretty excited that I'm off next week. Get to spend some extra time with the kiddos and be at home with them. It's gonna be a
That'd be
good.
nice.
It's gonna be a good Christmas.
Yep, that'll be nice. So we're gonna get through this. Oh, this will be the first, like really the first New Year's Eve for Tally too. We stuck a hat on her last year and took pictures, and that was it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it much is gonna be different for her. She'll probably still have the same bedtime.
Yeah, sure.
But,
And I can get on YouTube and play some fireworks from last year, and we can all Happy New Year, and then send her off to bed. So it'll be all right. It'll be nice.
yeah, it'll be a good time.
Definitely. So I think we're gonna cut it a little short this week. So everybody's busy. I understand. Want to thank everybody for joining us, taking time out of your holidays to spend with Stephanie and I and Team Tally. If you just listen to audio, make sure you have subscribed to the podcast so you get the downloads automatically. If you watch it on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the little bell so you get an update when we put a new episode up. And feel free to leave comments, leave feedback, let us know what you think. If you have questions, feel free to ask. If somebody or even if you hear something that you can relate to or you've experienced, share the story with us. We'd like to hear it. Any last words from you, Stephanie, for this week?
I just want to say I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas. Hope everyone remembers what the reason for Christmas is: the birth of our Lord and Savior, who came to save the world and to save our lives. And you just have a great time with your family. I know in Oklahoma we're expecting like some type of Arctic blast to come in on Wednesday night. So if you're going to be part of that, be careful. I'm really hoping my job will let me work remote that day, Thursday, so I'm not out when the temperature's in the negative degrees. But if not, we'll see. I'll make it. But other than that, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. We hope everyone gets to spend time with their family. I know my brother is in the military. He's in Qatar right now, so he won't get to spend time with his family, but they will thankfully get to go see her family and have a great Christmas. So if you're military, if you're not with your family for whatever reason, we understand and we can appreciate what you're doing for our country, and we thank you for it. But Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's to everyone.
Definitely. And I know we've both, lost some family members this year. So,
Oh, yeah.
so this will be our first Christmas without some of them. So make sure that you just appreciate all the time with your family that you have. Those moments, even the small ones, end up being the most important. So,
It's very true.
Cherish that time. Hug people. Never be afraid to give your family members a hug, or just anybody give them a hug. Why not? So thanks everybody. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. And we will see you again in a couple of weeks. Thanks everybody.
We'll see you in 2023.
Yay!
Bye everybody. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas.
Bye guys. Thanks from Team Talley.